I just screwed up. Clearly I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's do this. Alright, so I've been putting this off for a while, y'all. I'm gonna try to work on this signal. Try to get this puppy back working. Dang, I got cobwebs on the bike already. It's only been a few days, man. What's going on? So yeah, nothing's happening right now. It's kind of too close. It started, but it's a bit loud. You don't really have to start it to move it. Would make it a little bit easier, but let's see. Wow, is that really rain? Joking. Oh man, it's trying to rain out here. No way. We had 73 degrees of awesome weather today and I didn't get a chance to ride. But now it wants to rain again. So it's like it would go a few days without raining, we get some decent weather, and then it rains for like 2 or 3 days and it repeats the cycle. So that's what we've been having. But we're lucky to get good weather. But it's about to rain and make everything all muggy and stank again. So alas, Alabama. So what I gotta do first, gotta take these 2 bolts off. Pretty simple process to get the fairing off, and there's normally some clips back here. There's normally some clips back here that haven't been in there. It's kind of like, yeah, right there. So on both sides should just pop out. Luckily I don't have to do that. And of course, no working on the bike session would be as fun without, of course, beer. Tonight I'm drinking my favorite Guinness stout. And no, this is not a paid advertisement, but I really love Guinness. My girlfriend bought me Guinness for Valentine's Day, and she put a heart on there. So yeah, she knows what I like. Toast to you, you beautiful people. I remember doing this like when I did the install video for the Indian Scott Barber Trad slip-ons. I did something similar to this, but I want to say around this time, I don't remember the exact time period, but I think it was around this time and it was a lot colder. So funny how times change. Toast to you guys. I love it so much. Other than those 2 pieces that I took off, it comes right off. And of course, I got to disconnect the LED headlight that I have in here. And that's it. There's the headlight assembly. So yeah, this is what everything looks like up under here. I know it looks like a lot is going on, but we got the ballast for the headlights, signal lights right here. Everything's like right here with a load balancer behind here, because being that the lights are LEDs, they don't flash slow, because when you take the original halogen bulbs out, it lightens the load on the I don't know the proper term, but it lightens the load and makes them flash faster. So you put this balancer in here to kind of help with it, but being that I got LEDs on the front and the back, it made it kind of wonky. So I just figured that having it flash fast wasn't that big of a deal, so I just figured that it would make me more visible. Now I feel like I need to turn some music on because it's very quiet out here and all I hear is bugs. Let's see what we got. Making some progress. So after several attempts to try to figure out where the busted, I guess, to try to figure out where the short is. I've shorted out some stuff, so my light is kind of, watch this. You see, it's kind of like flickering. It's not staying on fully. So I don't know what was going on with that. I don't think my ground was good enough. So basically, you get this light tester, right? This is my light tester, and I have it grounded to the foot pad bracket. Well, what I had it grounded to earlier was right here on the tank. So it worked for the running light. You guys see right here, the running light, meaning the light always stays on until you hit the signal, and then the signal actually comes on. So I was doing that here, but for some reason it just kept sparking. When it sparks, you're basically going to end up blowing a fuse if you keep playing with it. But I didn't blow my fuse yet, but it is acting like it's acting funky now. But let me show you guys this to show you what I mean, how I kind of have narrowed it down. So right now I have the left signal on, right? So again, the running light. So this controls the running light, meaning again, the light stays on. So this is when you see me coming down the road, you see my signal lights are on, but they're not flashing. So what controls the actual flash is this guy right here. So right now it's not plugged up. So what I'm going to show you is when I actually put the light tester against this right here, which is connected to the signal, which is not working, it should light the circuit tester up to show you that it's getting power. So it should be a steady beam, because that's what's happening over here. So watch this. It's going to be a very faint light because this thing is cheap. So see that? It's lighting up. It should be constant. Now, as for the signal light, so alright, so right now the light's flashing, right? So we should get a pulse, because that's what's happening. The light is pulsing. It's blinking. So it lets us know the signal from the wiring harness is actually working. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug the actual wire into the connector, and we're going to see if we actually get connectivity there too. So as you can see right here, we're not getting anything. There's nothing happening. So what I think is actually the problem is, I think the actual connector itself right here, not the wiring harness, here, from here back, there's a break somewhere, or this connector could not be connecting with the pins the right way. So now I got to figure out what's going on with that. But I'm making progress. But this is exactly what I suspected. The connector, I don't know the proper term, the B that goes into the A is not working. So we got to figure out what's going on with that. I just screwed up. I really just screwed up. Clearly I'm not clearly I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I accidentally just touched the signal wires to the chassis and basically shorted the whole bike out. Oh man, I literally just, these wires touched the chassis here, and I heard a spark and smoke went up. I'm not kidding. Like, this is not a joke. I really just screwed up. There's literally nothing on the bike now. The fuel pump primes. Damn it, man. I really just screwed up. Now I gotta like go through and check each one of these. That part's hot. Oh, that part's hot too. Hot. Wait a minute. Hot. Oh, Brandon. I need to check these, man. I just gotta go through each one and check them. Alright, so the good news is I got the bike's back semi started. I had to basically take the power off, give it a few seconds, put it back on, and I do get fuel pump priming. Wait, I'm not getting nothing now. Let me do this. All right, give it a few seconds. Oh, technically the bike is on, so I do get a little light there. So you hear the fuel pump priming. So now I gotta find the other fuses on the bike. I don't know if these are all of them, but This only controls the signal, the headlight. I don't know if this controls the rest of the dash, but all I know is I screwed up royally. If they are, they're probably going to be near the computer, which is, I think, under here. So I got an interesting development. Pop the fuse. I don't know if this was popped before, the reason why my signals weren't working, but being that I only have one option for signal, it's kind of odd that one signal worked but the other didn't. This says signal. So here's the pop fuse. I don't know if I popped this when it happened, if you guys can see that. So I'm gonna replace it. I don't think that's gonna fix my bigger issue that I got going on, but it's something that needs to be fixed. So all I'm gonna do is take these grips right here, pull the spare that we have in here out, and I'm gonna pull the spare out right there and put it in there and see what we get. But still, my dash isn't working, my tachometer isn't working, so that's a bigger issue. All right, so that fuse that I blew, basically it messed with the horn. That one fuse, matter of fact, let's see if the horn works. All right, here, let me show you guys this. This one fuse that I blew, the signal fuse right here, this controls the rear lights, the tachometer, what's under the tachometer, the speedometer, the brights, and the horn. All of that is controlled by that one little fuse. And being that I don't have the fuse, because when I pulled the fuse out, I was trying to show you guys, I actually dropped the fuse down in the bike somewhere, so I don't have it, and I don't have a spare. That was my actual spare. Luckily, I took the one from the fan and I put it in there because they're the same, and that allowed me to test some stuff out. But I will not be starting the bike up, so I'm going to go get some fuses tomorrow. But just so I can continue what I'm doing, I took the 15A fuse from the fan and I put it in the signal. I feel so much better because I really thought I messed so much up. I didn't show you guys this, but I pulled this whole panel off looking for another fuse box, thinking like, man, there has to be more fuses here. But this is why you have service manuals. I don't have the service manual, but I just would have never thought that the front signals, the brake light, the tachometer, the speedometer, all of that is controlled by one fuse. I would have never thought that, but it is. All four signals and all of that is controlled by that one little fuse. But we're good to go. Everything's back going, so I know not to do stupid stuff now and be super careful with what I'm doing. And try not to let my stuff touch up there in the front again and blow everything sideways. I've been out here for like 2 hours. I've blown fuses on my bike. I've redone this wiring, and I even went back to the original diagram to figure out how the hell did I wire this thing to get it working. And I did not want to believe that these lights were bad, but I've had 2 of these lights to go out. This all started when I actually watched the bike in a video. No, it was a video I did a long time ago where I told all the things that I did to the bike, and for some reason after I watched it, the lights stopped working. Well, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. I took each of these lights has a glass cover, and that keeps the moisture out due to this rubber seal behind it. But for some reason, one day I cleared the moisture and the water behind that glass, screwed it on, worked fine. Then like a week later, it just stopped working. So I thought maybe it had a short. So I ended up buying another set. Same thing, it just stopped working. So now the one that I had on there to replace the one that was there also stopped working. It would just dim, and I was thinking like, maybe this thing has to have a short somewhere. And I ended up screwing with the wiring and everything. I screwed stuff up, second guessing my wiring, because this one works and the ones in the back work. They never had a problem. And come to find out, this light just does not work. This is the original light. It just doesn't work. So it's wired. Again, this is the running light, so it should be running just fine. It should just be solid. This is power. And what I ended up doing, I took the load balancer and I connected it to the other side. That's what I didn't have set up previously. So I do want to show you guys this. See, the reason this little thing, I know you guys can't really see it, but the reason this little thing back here, right there, that little doohickey right there, the reason it's so important, like right now, you see the light isn't really flashing the right way, right? It's kind of like half doing it. So watch this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take this cable, which is the ground. Okay. So this cable is the ground from the load balancer, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this cable on here, and I'm going to show you guys you're going to see the light is going to actually start acting right. So watch, it's on now. See that? Now watch this. When I take it off, it stops. And that's all from this one cable. This is hot. This is hot wires from the right signal is coming in here. Hot wires from the left signal is coming in here. And this is the ground for the load balancer. And you connect it to the ground between the two signals right here. So that keeps the lights blinking the way they're supposed to. So what I ended up doing, I went back, so I was like, let me get the brand new light and test to make sure that this thing actually works. So let me show you guys what I came up with. This is a brand new light. Like it still has the sheathing on it and everything. So what ended up happening is I tested it and it worked. All right, you guys can see me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this light off, which is the OG light that I know doesn't work. This light doesn't work. So this is the light that was on the bike previously that kept dimming and had me thinking that there was a short. And it does. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is like, yeah, it's like very, 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 very dim. Plugs up to the hot. So now, even though the back isn't blinking, you can kind of see it's blinking, right? So this is why I was really thinking that this thing had a short, because it would blink and I was thinking maybe, well, and it would go in and out. So it had me thinking, well, maybe just something's wrong with it. Oh wow, I didn't notice that. Check this out. When I pull the cable, it's like the cables aren't fully contacted with the board itself. Didn't know that. That's probably why it's not working. So all right, let's take this off. We're gonna get a new light. There you go. That's the running light. And it works. And it's bright. There we go. Blinking. Because I got the love signal activated. So, moral of the story here is these lights aren't as good as I thought they were. But the crazy part is the other three have never gone out. I've never replaced the other three. So I don't know if I just got bad lights or for this side, or it's like moisture. I don't know. But it's definitely the light. And I'm glad I know. What I got to do now is I got to put all this stuff back together. Now knowing that I was completely and utterly wrong in the beginning, even though I had the tester to let me know that power was getting where it needed to get. The crazy part is I was testing this earlier. Like I was testing here and I was getting power, and then I wasn't getting power from the wiring earlier, and it could have been because I had the load balancer was all off too. Yeah, I'm about to put all this stuff back together, clean up some of this wiring, make it look pretty, and see if I can get it back going and I can finally have my freaking signal light back. Moment of truth. Let's see. Oh man, y'all, I'm so happy this is finally done. And it was something so simple. All I had to do is just get out here and just take a few hours and just figure it out, and boom, now it's fixed. Everything seems to work. Left works, and the right, and the emergencies. I was thinking for a second they weren't flashing at the same time, but that's done, guys. I gotta put all of it. I gotta either electrical tape it or use caps. Well, I'm probably gonna use caps this time, but electrical tape worked for the other three, no issues. I'm gonna take some caps and cap them off. But fun fact, the rear signals I put on back in either 2014 or 2015, and I've never actually taken those apart since putting them on. So the way I originally did it, it worked well. It's just the signal just went out twice. I can't say that they're bad signals or not. The backs work, but they are red and not amber like the fronts. So I'm not really sure if it's like this specific model or what, but I've had 2 of these to go out. 2 of these. Hopefully not 3, but I've had 2. 2. Alright, y'all. I had to fill in with those caps for a minute and realize I was turning them the wrong way. All the wires are neatly tucked back in their positions where they need to be. Now some people are going to say, oh Brandon, you should have soldered your wires and all that kind of stuff. Well, I could have. I feel like it would be safer for me to just wire them up the way that I do, so if I have to take them apart, I can always just take them apart. So far tonight I've not only been wrong about the wiring for a while, realized that the lights were busted, and I actually shorted the bike's electrical system several times because the grounds that I picked out for using the circuit tester weren't strong enough or negative enough or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, we got it done, and I still got to replace that that fuse that I jacked from the fan. I still got to get some fuses tomorrow and replace that one, so my bike won't run too hot and it won't be able to cool itself down because it doesn't have the fan. So, but yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. This is me bringing y'all in on my shenanigans outside of me actually riding, as always. So if you liked it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up button as also. And yeah, see y'all in the next one. Peace out. This is my new head. I gotta put this thing back on, so we know that still works. Alright. After fiddling with this for like 10 minutes, finally got it back on there. So I'm a happy Bicasso. Happy Bicasso.